Okay. It looks like everything's running right now. Okay. So we're already at part 3 now. Last time I was able to get the selector going from left to right on the spell slots. To go this way and that way. So that's good. Okay. But we added a reset zone, which I had some problems with because I wasn't really thinking straight. So now, and I had loaded it on to my Meowbit at the end of the last time, and found out that there's something wrong. So right now we had put it in such a way that if you press A and B it would reset, which works fine, which is nice. And now when I put in temporary hit points and I go to reset it, it resets only the HP. It doesn't reset the temporary hit points as it should, and even goes so far as to break it somewhat. Okay. Let's see. It's still there. Why is it still there? Why is it not updating? I think it's another error of it's not updating the screen, because it no longer says there are temporary hit points. It's supposed to say that underneath in brackets, which it doesn't. Yeah, now it says it in brackets underneath. So why is it doing that? Let's figure that out first. And once I have figured that out, we're going to continue with what we have for the spell slots. So I just saw that it does bring down the bar to a certain point, and then it doesn't anymore and just leaves it there. And when I started looking at it, I only have like the change HP. The reason for it, I think, is because the blue bar, which is for the temporary hit points that I have, is actually a sprite, and not necessarily needs to be updated in that way. Sprites don't need to be printed to the screen as I am doing with the HP and the spell slots. So I'm wondering. Okay, let's go. This is how I change my temporary hit points. That's in this function. I set it to menu 2, which is temporary hit points menu. Set menu sprite. Okay, that's the little sprite that comes up on the bottom of the screen. So you can actually see what kind of number you're selecting. I'm telling that sprite where to go. Set text sprite menu. Okay, that's the text that I get in. And then I say set sprite menu max. Yeah, that's where I state how big that number is supposed to be. So that's essentially this part. And then I tell it where it should be located. Okay, so actually this is just drawing this little rectangle and it doesn't do anything else beside that. So this is not the function that I am looking for. So what's the difference between set HP, update HP, and change HP? I think the change HP is similar to the temp. Yeah. It pops up the menu or the backdrop for the menu. It says where the number is and what the number is supposed to be. That's all that function does. And I think it's the update HP that actually sets up what the screen will have to show, like what the HP is, what the... Does it also state what the temp HP is? Change temp HP. No, it's only stating that if there is temp HP, temporary hit points, it should deduce from the damage first before it goes to actual hit points. Right? Here, set temp bar value to temp HP. Okay. So it does change the value of temporary hit points here. Set temporary value to... Now these black ones are the load ones. The ones that simply make a backup of the setting so that we can actually save and load it up again. That's all that does. But this... Could it be a loading issue? No, because I only call up that it looks up the save in the beginning. After that it doesn't do anything anymore, it just updates the value. So I don't think that's the problem. Let's see what happens in the function of setting. Here we see indeed the bar. Position to but then it calls update. Huh? What's the order of this? I think it... It starts off with this, right? And this you change it. Let's have a look-see at the buttons. especially the A button. Hello, where's the A? Autosave, up, down, A. There we go. So, if it's in menu 0, A is pressed, and it calls for change temp HP. Okay, that's the first thing it does. So that's the second step. That's the menu. Okay, that's correct. But the moment I press A again while we're in that menu, was menu 2, right? For the temp update. Okay. So when that happens, so we have changed the values by using the menu. Then I tell it to destroy the menu sprite. So destroy this blue square and destroy the text within. Set menu back to 0 and then call update HP. Okay. Is there a shortcut button to go to? Then it goes to this one. Yeah, if damage heal is less than 0, it means it's damage. And if the damage is more than the temporary HP at that point, it should take away the HP. But the temp HP, set temp HP to 0. Then what stays left is going to be taken off the current HP and then set the damage back to 0. Yeah, that looks right. And it's about the temp HP hitting 0, because that's the thing, isn't it? Let me reset it. If I go like, say, 10 temp HP, and I say I get 9 damage, I still have a slither of blue left. If I say another damage, that works. So it's something in the reset. The reset is breaking something. So the reset, it breaks. Yeah. I got a very annoying fly. Yeah, it's when I do the reset that it breaks. Kind of gets dislodged. So maybe it's a different value. What if I add to it 10? I'll make it even bigger, 15. It doesn't move anymore. So after the reset, there's a disconnect between the temporary hit points bar. Okay. So let's have a look-see at my reset. I do set the temporary hit points back to 0. I set current HP to max HP. These two aren't giving me problems yet. And then I call set screen. And I say set HP. Yeah. Here I'm stating what the HP, the temporary hit point bar is supposed to be doing, but I don't give it a value yet. And it's automatically calling this one. So, okay, at this point, the value of the HP is max, which in this case would be 37. And the temporary hit points is 0. So let's then just walk through it. If damage, which should be 0 at this point, is less than 0, which is not, so this is already coming out false, so it will go to this one. Else, if max HP minus current HP is more than damage, damage is 0, current HP is now 37 as max HP, so this should be 0 and 0. It's both 0. So it will go there. So I don't know which one it would take. If they're both 0. Not one of them is bigger than the other one. It's interesting idea. But what would it do? Change current HP by damage? No, because this is 0. So yeah. So these two shouldn't matter, because nothing here happens to the temporary hit points. It's all about the current and the max HP and the damage heal. So it should skip this. Here's what we're looking for. If temp HP is more than 0, which it isn't, so this is false, it would go to set sprite HP. Okay, this is the text underneath the healing, which does work as it's supposed to. So that's not a problem. What does it do after that? Set sprite HP. So it sets where the text is going to be. Set bar value to. It should work. If current HP is less than 1, yeah, the death save is coming in. I don't know why it's not going. Because I'm setting nothing here. No, not. I should change those names, shouldn't I? Instead of change HP, I should make it to menu. I am going to, yeah, change that just for future references. Menu. Temp HP. At least it's more obvious what's going on there. And I think you are the same. Let's put you over here first. You do similar things. And most likely I can combine this because these two functions do almost exactly the same thing. So my coding brain wants to just put an if statement in between it or something. Yeah, I can put a value. That's for later because it's still not going to fix the problem that I have. But we can put it on our to-do list. Where is it? There's my to-do list. Mm-hmm. We actually did that last time. Okay, so that's on the list of things to do. Ah, shit balls. Oops. Pardon my French. Let's close some things down that we have. No, I don't want to throw it away. I just want to put it over here. So we're quite certain it's not these two things that are the culprits right now. So let's put them here. I still don't know why it breaks it. And it disconnects it entirely in the sense that it doesn't do it anymore. If I reset it like this, that does work though. Might it be something wrong with my save function? Set setting to temp HP. So this seems to be okay. And it does, I did do like the reset on Meowbit itself, and that fixes the problem. But it does remember that I took damage, and the text underneath is accurate. But the bar on the temp HP did actually go away. So I'm thinking. Ah! Go back. Good boy. So the problem that I'm having is supposed to remain even though I reset. What's the difference between that reset and this reset? Is then the question. Okay. What happens if I do this reset? So settings with name temp exists. Yes, it does. And read setting of temp as number is bigger than 0, which is not. Then set temp HP to read it as number, which would be 0, or else set it to 0. Wait, so if I actually have things in there and I do a reset, is it still there? It's still there. Okay. So it isn't. So it isn't that. Because else it would have just gone away. I still think it's an update, it's screen update problem. Because the variable does change. But I don't know why it doesn't update it. Okay. Let's just have a look at the set HP again. I'm thinking there might be my problem. Oh, I'm having too much stuff. Let's close some big tabs. Let's set save screen. That's the one I'm looking for. So we know these things don't happen. This thing does happen. Because the moment I reset it, the text changes. So that does happen. Set bar temp value to. Okay, that changes to. Isn't. If I change the value of the temp HP, it goes, it calls on this setting first, right? Sets the bar, creates the bar now. Max to max HP, set label HP. Position of the bar. Kind health. Could that be it? Could I? if I change it in... That shouldn't make a difference. Let's try it anyway. No, it doesn't make a difference, it's still there. I still don't get why it's the reset that... Should we just put in some things? If I take this out, my bar shouldn't update anymore. Damage! Okay, no, it doesn't update. Text does update. This is frustrating me. Because there's nothing else I can... It's not the wrong variable. Where's my reset? And if I put it on 1, let's just be weird, and I reset it then. No. With everything else, I have like a current HP, current luck, current magic array. But that's because there's a max. With the temp HP, I don't have that because temp HP doesn't really have a max. Or at least not one I have how do you call that? Considered something like that. Because you can stack it, and when I Google about max HP possible, max temp HP possible, it can run up to a lot. So yeah, but as you can see, I put it to 1 and it does give me a 1. It's not the problem of the value. It's not the problem of the variable. Wait, did it just update? What did it just do? Put it to 16 and then say, okay. Could I like brute force it, see if it's... it's that problem, you can close. In the sense that maybe I should just, I don't know. I know this can't be the answer, but I'm just wondering. Go that way. Okay. Wait, what? Let me try this again. So I'm giving it a value. I've given it a value. It turned up. Okay. Just to make it more obvious. It's right there. Now if I would do the button reset, usually the text would jump back to 37 of 37, and this would still be there. What? What's going on? What is this? Why do you work when I'm putting you there? Why not work when I put you where you're supposed to be? That ishish bishish. Am I... Let's have a tracker on that. But I am going to take it out here as well. This is just no. Okay. Draw temp bar. That's correct. Because that's the first thing you have to do. You have to draw everything, including the temp bar. Let's give you value. You would draw temp bar. Cool. And if I go that way, reset, draw temp bar. Am I going to leave it? It calls reset. Let's see what the value is of the temp bar during reset. Because I've had problems before in the sense that I am calling on the change before I had actually changed the variable. But I think I change all the variables before I call the reset. Yeah, I change it before I tell it to set the screen. Console command. I'm going to spend another half hour fixing this. Okay. Temporary draws. That's all fine. We call reset. Reset. Temp HP is 0. It. Wait, you can't see it, but it says temp HP is 0, and then it draws the temp bar. I'm confused. Where's the console command for reset anyway? There it is. I want to actually put it in the function reset, maybe. Maybe I should put in the other functions also. Okay, what do I do on the set screen? Do I do something weird on the set screen? I call the set HP. I don't think I have to do that, right? Kind of feel like the Chamberlain from Dark Crystal sometimes. Set screen function. Set screen, set sats, set screen. The set screen goes off without a hitch. So that kind of makes me wonder why. Yeah, here it sets name. So in this case, it's Shanko. It says how big it is and where it's supposed to be, and then it calls on this one. But the sets, I need to update the HP. I don't have to set it though. What happens if I call for the update of the HP and not the set screen thing? I'm gonna give it a try. There you are. There you are. And I know I'm going to get in trouble with the spells that way, but I can call them later. I just want to narrow down where the problem is and why it's not updating the way it should update. Okay, let's try again. Try again. Give me some. Yeah. And then I go and reset it. Okay. Resets temp HP 0, draw temp bar. Oh, wait. I might have an idea what's going on. And it is in this situation, because I'm telling its max is 40 and its value is... I'm not telling it its max is that. Do I? But this is mere the setup. So I need to change then my screen. This is where my naming convention bites me in the ass like I said it would. Yeah, because it's set up HP. I need to split them apart, I think. The setup is nice, but it's not like update. This is like it has to go once. I'm creating too much functions, but okay. Update screen. Done. This one's going to go to the update screen. And the other one is going to go through update screen. This kind of makes this a mess though, but I can change that. I can fix it. I can fix it. Honest, mister, I can fix it. And are you something that only needs to run once? No, you are something that needs to roll more than once. Should I give it another name? Also like update spell screen? It still has to be called at least once for it to run. But at least the name would tell me update spell screen. I can pull this apart too. Can't I? No, I shouldn't. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? No, this has to only run once, so I can just pull it apart. And just say, yeah, no, keep the naming as now. Then I do need to have it like set screen. Set up HP and update HP. I can combine these later. Can't I? Make a better definition of what I'm doing. Then on the reset, I just need to change it to update screen. Use naming convention, twit. There we go. Where are you? My senses say you're here. I want to update screen. Okay, give me some temporary hit points. Yeah, okay. And then give me a reset. Oh yeah! Oh, finally. So we can scratch that off the debug list. We're gonna run into things like this more often, but I hope not. Okay. So that nearly costed me an hour to figure out. Then let's try to change one more thing, which is the sprite. I figured it would be nicer instead of squeezing the sprite as I'm doing now, making it smaller. I already tried to figure out if there is a function in which I can just tilt it, so that I can like rotate it 90 degrees, so the long bit would point down. But it doesn't. But I figured another way we could do that, and that's by just replacing the sprite with one that is rotated. No idea if it works. Let's give it a try anyway. So in my assets, here's the one we normally use. Let's, as a copy, I say edit, and does this work? Yes, that does. Okay. Is it going to break the sprite that I have now? Yes, it does. Of course it does. Oh, man. Do I give it a... Because I need to give it a name or something? Selector... Selector horizontal, I guess. And this one would just be selector Sorry, my brain is already melting. Vertical. Okay. Error, cannot read. Of course you can't, because I renamed the whole stuff. So most likely you have no idea what kind of sprite you're looking for. Use asset, and it says this one. Do you work now? Yes, you do. Do you actually? Okay. Now comes the funny bit. if I go down, I think I have to change you. I could use change, right? I don't have to set it. But setting is better, I think, especially if line 3 comes into play and I need it horizontal again. Vertical is okay. Horizontal again? Yeah. Collapse. So most likely I need to fidget in the up and down setting. There we go again. No. Up and down. There you are. Hello. Let's look. We go up. We go down. So I've already put in a function in which it looks at the position and scales it. And if I can replace that with, instead of scaling the sprite, that it actually just changes the sprite. Okay. Set. Select sprite. Then we go into our assets and say, I want this sprite. As a player? No, as a selector, right? I gave it its own category. Right? Didn't I? Oh man. Menu. Oh yeah, so I can destroy all menu sprites when I want to. Okay. So I have like 2 of them. Here I put it back, and here I change it first. So that's where I'm gonna put it. Come here, my little one. And I should make a duplicate, which I put here, and which I say I want that one. There we go. Okay, this is the up down, so we can only use the up down right now for it. Oh boy. It does do weird things though, going left and right. Set select the sprite to sprite of the kind menu. Do I need to destroy the sprite first? Maybe? Maybe? Sure. If everything else fails, just destroy it. No, that's not it. Oh, stupid again. I was pushing down, and I only changed it on the up button. I didn't change it on the down button. So that's what's going wrong. Easily fixable. Let's fix. There. You go bye-bye. But we're going to have the problem what I thought we would, and that is that the orientation of the sprite also brings with it a different scaling. So the positioning is going to be off. And why is it not? Okay. Maybe I do need to put in a destroy sprite every time I go, because it almost feels like that's what's going on. I think it would be easier to destroy the sprite every time left and right is hit, or up and down. Which isn't, well, it's neat in one way because it's not going to have like problems, because you're basically resetting it every time, but it doesn't really have my preference, to be honest. But if we move it down, I think... Can we change the anchor point of the sprite? Might set scale to 1 anchor middle. No, that's for the scaling. That's not what I'm looking for. I was hoping I could just change its anchor point somewhere. But we had the same problem last time with like the ghosty thing. When I like died. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe that's fixed now. But that the ghost would also have an offset. And I looked at it, why it has that offset. And it's not as if it's measuring from the center of that sprite. It's measuring more to the left of that sprite. And I don't know why it's doing that. Why is it... It's not as if I can set an anchor point here, can I? Doesn't look like it. Would have been nice though to be able to like set an anchor point. But apparently I can't. Which gives me more of an offset. Which I'm going to try to see which one it is. How much offset do you need? Could be more. $13, maybe? Is that okay, you think? Or is that too tight on the orb? Don't know. I'm wondering though, why couldn't I... If I use the down key, I can go. But if I use the up key, I can't go left and right. It's because I hard-coded the position? No, it's not that. Might be, but the 13 that I'm using right now looks better as to what I need. So that's what I'm going for. And then I need to fix the up and down. You can go away now. You can go away now too. Okay, if Sprite is on line 2, yeah. Y position. Oh. That's why it's not working. And you should be working now. The problem was that I hard-coded what the position on the Y would be, because it's the variable of line 2 with an offset of 13, and I hard-coded what the offset was. So now it should work. Yes, it does. Okay. Am I going to be mad at this? That it's going to stick out? Are we going to be mad about that? Because here it looks awesome. And here it's still okay. But here it looks kind of meh. Nah. Nah. No. I'm going to keep it at this for now. You can always change it later. But I saw something interesting. That. And so I want to try. If that's the case. Yes. Okay, because I'm doing the screen update now instead of set screen, this gets destroyed as it should be. Cool. What happens if I do reset now, though? Okay. 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 I just wanted to put in a reset so it would be easier to do all this stuff. So what, I think I call a certain function after you heal up. Does that still work though? Because I have to reset the screen. Okay, let's say I come back to life. Does it? It does do it. Okay. So where's my death thing? Because I want to know what it's doing. Okay, update HP. And if that doesn't happen, I go to the death. Saving. Death saving sets all images to black. Okay. And here is the count. And if the fail count is more than, and then I say update 8p, because then it draws it back again. I even reset the background. Could I? Do I change menu? I can use that. If I change menu, well, it's actually the save state, isn't it? That I'm doing. Do I change that? I do. So when we're in the death saving thing, okay, so I can make it an if statement. That's fine. That's good. Reset. And then I say logic. And I say if. Okay. If. And then I go and say menu. If menu is 3, right? It was 3. So if it's in the death state, I could just tell it to set up screen and then update screen. Set up set. It was set screen that was called, right? The death thingamajig. Let's see, HP. Oh no, it's not just that. I do a whole thing. I'm not going to change that into another function. But I set this to set screen, didn't I? You know what? Let's just try it. Gimme! Okay, and if I then go whoop, that works, but I don't destroy the sprites. I save sprites. So I just have to say destroy save sprites and it should be fine. And everything else is visible again. However, I'm thinking if you are at a death saving and you're at that animation and you go like reset. Yeah, okay. Somehow I'm getting the feeling that it would be easier to just wipe the whole screen and redraw everything instead of destroying all elements one by one. That could be like we put that in a function and that function, the only thing it does is like destroy all sprites, destroy everything, and then set everything up again, and that you then call an update. Might make things a lot easier, and it would like already catch things like these. And you only have to like put it in the function of destroy. Really thinking about clearing the screen indeed. Yeah, sure. Why not? I like a clean slate anyway. Clear screen. Okay. Start screen. No. Wait, did I see it? Destroy all sprites of kind. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Duplicate. Then I say destroy all kinds of menu, all kinds of save sprites. destroy all kind of blah blah blah. Don't use enemy. This one. Destroy all text sprites. I think it doesn't. They aren't sprites though. Can I say destroy bar? Event. Just for that. So what happens if I say clear screen first? Then I don't really have the need for this one though. Right. Well, yeah, the set screen I do need. First I say clear screen, then I say set screen, then update screen, and maybe then I'm going to have back the problem with the temp HP. Let's try it out anyway. Give me some. I'm already seeing a problem. Well, that's okay. This is all still working. What if I do reset now? It doesn't do anything. But I also lose my selector. So on reset, I also have to set variable menu to 0. That it doesn't stick there. Set menu to. Oh, this is not that one. Because no. To 0. So what kind of sprite is that skull? My sprite. Enemy. Sure. Okay. Okay, let me get some more damage. 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 Okay. And then I say reset. Okay. But my selector is gone after that. After the reset, my selector is no longer there. Most likely because I told them to destroy on my selector. That's partially the problem because at the dev save, yeah, I set select the sprite to invisible and I never tell it to come back on. The rest I destroy. So it only comes back on after I wiggle it, I guess. I don't want to redraw it though, because then it would just be somewhere else in position, which is not what I want. That's why I turn it invisible in the first place. And I don't want to turn it visible in the clear screen, because that's not what the clear screen is for. So maybe I have to, on the update screen, where are you? I have too much stuff. So I'm going to put it on the update screen instead. For the sense that they have to make it visible again. It already disappears, so why does it already disappear there? Don't know. It's not that big of a problem right now. Okay, and then I say reset. And it's not there. Because I destroyed it. Fine. Are you there now? Please be there. No. And when I move it is back again. In the right orientation and everything. But I wonder why does it disappear when I do that? I have no idea why it does that. Did it do that before though? Does it do that before? No. Does it do that when I'm here? Yes. It could be in the menu. in these ones. What happens to select a sprite here? Here, menu goes to menu sprite, comes up. Nothing about the selector sprite. I'm not even getting to the spell slots this way. Do I find it annoying that it goes away? Yes, I do find it annoying, but is it horrible? No, not really. But I still want to know why. And it only comes back if I press down. It redraws itself when I press down. Down or up, both works. Left and right doesn't work, turns it invisible. Oh my word. But I don't know if it turns it invisible though. Or does it destroy it? And I haven't noticed it doing that before. So I can't really say why it's doing that. Is it in the reset? That we did like clear screen in the reset, or changed it to menu 0 maybe? No, surely. Reset isn't called that way. So that's not the problem. And it's not because of the clear screen either. Well, this is very unsatisfying. Could it be a problem in here? It happens when we're in menu, and it happens on the button press. Is it on all button press? Left, right? No! If I go left and right, it stays. If I go up and down, it goes away. Okay, so we narrowed it down to up and down. Block. So it's here that is going to be the problem. Does it have to do with that I changed? No, I changed this, but it has to do with I destroy the sprite every time it's pressed. Oh, boo. Okay. Yep, got it. Found it. I thought it was going to be horrible again, but I think this should fix it now. Please fix it. Please. I would be very happy. Yay, that works. Okay, so that works. But it's behaving. Okay, great. Oh, yes. So we did find that problem, which is nice. So I think we're gonna leave it with that now, because Wow. Okay. We have a lot of problems still. But looking at what we did today, we did change the selector. I think the combining of the menu function I am also going to do off camera, and change the naming convention is something I'm also going to do off camera, I think, because those are not very important. But hopefully to next time we can actually start interacting with our spell slots, in the sense that we're going to take actually use spells and empty out a spell slot, or reverse it in case we made a mistake. So hopefully you guys can help me out with some ideas on how to actually get that to work. I have an idea that if you have one of them selected and you press A, right now it doesn't do anything. When you press A, you exert a slot, and if you press B, you undo it and bring it back. So we have to make like a code in which we make it check the variable if it's not already at its minimum or already at its maximum, and that it then changes the sprite. I think we can use the same drawing method we used for like the health orbs. It keeps checking how many false we have and how many positives we have, and it redraws it every time you press the button. We could do the same thing here, because we have like a max spell slots that we're supposed to have and the current spell slots that we're supposed to have, and that it just keeps checking that one and redraws it every time A or B is pressed. So that should be straightforward. Like, this was supposed to be straightforward, together with that reset that we had was supposed to be easy peasy, but it turns out I had to like spend an hour to fix that. So who knows, maybe next time it will be just as terrible. But thank you for watching, and hopefully to the next time.